Hello and welcome to the Next 100 Days podcast. My name is Graham Arrowsmith.
And my name's Kevin Appleby. So, Graham, we're going to be talking design today.
We are. We have an amazingly talented young lady who runs a business, and it's all about keeping yourself tidy in a particular way. Her name is Masha Epshtein, and she runs a company that produces a docking station with benefits. Masha, welcome to the Next 100 Days podcast.
Hi, Graham, and thank you for inviting me.
But, Masha, there's this idea of keeping things tidy. Tidy. How do you find anything when it's tidy?
Well, it's not necessarily about having things tidy. It's having things which looks nice, sleek, awesome. It's more about design. When we talk about tidiness, it's sometimes you can think about something around, obsessive compulsive disorder or something.
Yeah.
So it's not about that at all.
Because you don't have that, do you, Masha? You don't have that in any way whatsoever.
No, it's completely different, because I think so much in our life is about design. And in general, in the history of humans, people were always keen on design, starting from ancient Egypt or ancient Greece, and coming back to our nowadays. We have so many brands. For example, we don't need that many cloth brands for keeping ourselves warm and not naked,
Yeah. I actually have a friend who she's been on this podcast, who has a slow fashion brand. And she's doing it really well, and it's called Avi. And she's a remarkable woman. But basically, it's all about fashion that's not ever going to go out of date. Now, did you have that in mind with? Shall we just call it LON for short?
Yeah.
Is that one of the things that you had in mind?
You mean while talking about design, or?
Yeah, but to have that sort of longevity. So in other words, it's not really going to go out of date. I guess it could do after a while, but tell us more about the design principles that led to the design of your service product.
So in general, I have a wide entrepreneurial background, and it was always one way or another connected with design, related to design.
Right.
And I have kind of an eye on that. So I just want the things to look nice, better, smarter in a way.
Yeah.
So that's how actually. So when I came to London, I started working for interior design company, and I was working on fitting out London office. And there was this problem with cable mass, and we were looking for a solution, and there were no kind of good solution. There might be a solution. You can always order bespoke desks or something, but to have something like more, like something more easily organized rather than ordering completely new desks for the office. So I was thinking if there is nothing on the market at the moment, maybe I can suggest something.
Well, it's a classic entrepreneurial move, isn't it? You find a gap and then you come up with a solution. I've got this great idea for. I know I can't tell you because you'll steal it. I know what kind of person. You'll probably.
I won't tell anybody. I promise.
No. Well, somebody out there will steal it. No. But it's all related to football and what you wear on your head. But anyway, by and by, that's another story for another day when I've made it, Kevin. But the LON. Just let's explain for those people who are perhaps listening to us rather than seeing seeing the podcast. Tell us what the LON is and what does it do?
So it's like an ultimate solution for all the connectivity and charging on your desk. So it's like a connectivity powerhouse where you imagine your desk where everything connects at high speed, charges it at the highest speed possible, and zero cable clutter.
Right.
So, and all this in one device, nicely looking, awesome looking device. So this is the product. So it's a combination of many different things, such as docking station, hubs, power extenders, chargers for all your devices. So ultimately, we have so many devices now for which we use for our work and fun, actually. And because we kind of gathered them one after another, we don't have like an ultimate solution for charging all that. So we have a duplicating functionality. And because of that, there are tons of cables, tons of different things. And nobody thought that design can be applied to this realm as well, you know? So,
Well, you've seen this, haven't you, Kevin? Because basically it looks like a very sleek piece of metal that sort of goes around the edge of your desk and nicely keeps everything. I don't want to say tidy because you'll jump down my throat, won't you? Because it's not about being tidy, but it's so sleek and it looks really elegant. But on the top of it, you've got various connectors that you would see usually on the back of a computer or something like that, that enables you to presumably link your laptop or something through this device. So that's what it is. And I kind of saw a video that you have, it might have been on your website, where you're taking it out of this box. And the box that comes to mind is the one that my Apple iPhone came in. And that, you know, that feeling when you're just taking it off and it clings, the top part clings to the bottom part. You just think, how do they do that? That's fantastic. And it feels like you've got the same kind of feel. You're opening the box and you've got this wonderful product inside. So it's not, you know, buy one, get one free. It's very much about a really stylish, elegant piece of equipment that's going to make you more productive.
yeah, I completely agree. And thank you for such nice words. Yeah, I would say it's, it's actually maybe Apple inspired design, because it's made from aluminium. It's a lot of thinking been put into that. So how to arrange everything, how to make sure that all types of devices can be connected, that everyone, whatever they use, what kind of equipment or, you know, laptops, brands they use, they can always use this station, and it is very handy, and that you don't have this messy cables underneath your desk and on your desk. And actually what people normally have is this, you know, ugly looking different types of plastic boxes on the desk to connect things between each other. And then one more thing is that chargers, people steal chargers from each other at work, for example. They borrow and never give back. Or at home, you know, your kids, I don't know how it works with you, but your kids could ask, can I borrow your charger for a second? And you never see it again.
well, I suppose if it's bolted down or affixed to your desk, they're not going to be able to take it away.
Yes, so this is one of the advantages as well, that know that there is always a charger.
You know, I'm going to show you now that these are I don't know if you can see this, but these are sort of Apple it's the old version, but the ear pods or whatever. If I was to put this on top of your lawn, would that start charging?
Yes, because we have this wireless charger as well on the top lid.
Ah, wow. Well, that is interesting. And there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 other slots there. You know,
that's on the top, and we have more on the bottom.
Oh, I see. Okay. All right. Oh, wow. So there's just so much going on with it. So you originally sort of conceived of this idea when you were in interior design. You were in a place thinking, well, what was it? How did that thought come to you when you were in that place? What was the thought at that very moment? What went through your mind?
When I thought about this idea of, I am Ukrainian, so I had.
We love Ukrainians on this show. We've had a few, and you know, we're all supportive of the Ukrainian people. And Anastasia will be she'll be delighted that you're on. She was a previous guest, wasn't she, Kevin?
Yes, yeah. Does all design come out of Ukraine these days?
It must do. Anyway, but you were you're thinking about design, Okay. And
So
you're in that
I was
place.
actually not thinking about design. I was thinking about um, what to do next, because I had to leave Ukraine and I had a business in Ukraine and I had to leave everything behind. And I moved, fled actually Ukraine with two my sons. And um, my initial idea was, how am I gonna survive? You know.
Yeah, I see. But
And
that,
I was looking for kind of what can I do, because I really wanted, I started working for this interior design company, but I really, really was keen on finding a way how to start something again, some kind of entrepreneurial journey again. And I was just looking, it's so much, market is so much different
yeah,
here and in Ukraine. And I was just looking what can it be? And I had different ideas. I tried this and that, but then I thought that this might really work. I really believe that this might really, really work.
wow. And this take you might not want to go back there, but take us back. And you were in Ukraine. Did you did you get out of there just as the war was ramping up? Is that when you left?
Yes, so I had no plans to leave at all.
Yeah.
Uh, and then the war was a complete shock to me, even though, people were talking about it. At that time, I could not imagine that it could have happened at all. Like I could not imagine that.
No, no.
And when it all started, I was in Kiev at the moment. So originally, I'm from Kharkiv. Kharkiv is the city at the eastern border,
All right.
really close to the border with Russia.
Mm.
So we had business in Kharkiv and in Kiev. It was a real estate property development business.
Hmm.
And when it all started, I first moved to the village next to Kiev, and then I decided to leave Ukraine just at the beginning of March, actually,
Right.
2022.
So you've really only been here for less than 2 years, but yet that sort of driving spirit that we love about Ukrainians, all the ones that we've met anyway, Kevin, that you don't, I mean, in spite of everything, you just get on with it. And you're a mum as well, so you're looking after two. How old are your children?
My older one is almost 20, and the younger one is 13.
Sorry, I'm having anybody watching this on YouTube will realize that I don't believe what she's just said. But she must be taking the young pills. But I don't know how you do that. So you probably started very young. I'll give you that. There must be
Yeah, at about 3.
that. Yeah, I can believe that. I can believe that. So okay, what are your son's over here as well then? So how
Yes,
is he settling in?
both of my sons are here.
All
So
right.
I work on this with my older son.
Yeah. Oh, I see. Okay.
Yeah, so engineering is pretty much his job here.
Yeah.
And my younger son is a violinist, and he's
Well,
a specialized Yehudi Menuhin school. Maybe you've heard of that.
yeah,
Wow, cool.
absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I have to say, when she was younger, my daughter Sophie played the violin, but it was very much
It's really hard at the beginning, I
it
know.
is. But no, presumably your son's a little bit further ahead. But
Yeah.
oh, that's what a talented family. So right, okay, you've got over here, and you brought your sons with you, and you haven't let the grass grow, have you? You've basically got down. You've now developed this wonderful product. You call it a docking station with benefits. I like that. I really do. And it says it's got an award-winning design. So who's given you an award?
So I'm really proud of our achievement, because we actually last year we won Red Dot Award. It's like a major design award in the world,
Right.
and we actually won it. I was really surprised, but I'm completely happy
You would
about
be.
that.
Yeah.
Uh, so we went to receive this award. We went to Singapore
Ah,
that last September.
yeah.
And we were among such companies, IBM, Lenovo, and other like huge world-known brands. And then that was us with this product.
And you won, so they'd have all been thinking, don't like that idea.
Who they
But,
are.
they're like, like when you see them at the awards ceremonies, they're all really smiling, but not really. Not smiling with their eyes. So that had been the IBMs, wouldn't it? They'd have been, it should have been us. It should have been us, but it was you.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So that's really cool. And we are working towards, going towards mass production, arranging everything. We are going to launch Kickstarter campaign on February.
Oh, I see. Okay. So you need to raise money now to presumably fund the production.
Yes.
I see. Okay. So you
now,
haven't started to sell this yet then, Masha?
We have our early customers, early traction. So we've started already. We are gathering feedback, but we're still, ready to be flexible, amend something based on feedback.
Okay.
So
and the feedback, is it mainly from UK customers or is it right around the world?
UK customers.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Now we are working on UK, but with Kickstarter, it's going to be mostly focused on US customers.
Very interesting. What about you, Kevin? I can't wait to see. We could be part of the launch pad for LON, and it could be our name will always be associated. Sorry, Kevin, go on.
The pictures looks a very, very interesting gadget. And I must admit, I was looking around, Graham, because you neglected to send me any URLs for websites for it. So I was looking around all over the place, trying to find the website where I could actually go and find the price of the product, what exactly it's spec'd at. That now explains things. It's not actually launched yet.
I don't have a price, but I can guess. I'm not going to. Well, no, I suppose I should guess, shouldn't I? But I think it's going to be more than £100.
That's for sure.
Okay, well, you've given us the lower level, but I would imagine people will start thinking this is interesting, but probably not. It's probably too much if it's more than £500, but I might be wrong. Is that your thinking as well?
Yes. So there is this kind of misunderstanding maybe of the device or of the price. Yeah. So it's gonna cost £545.
Okay.
But actually, we have on our website a breakdown of what you actually spend if you want to get that functionality. And it's going to be more than £650 actually, because only docking station, this level of docking station, because it's a Thunderbolt 4 docking station, which is high-speed connectivity. And even only to get that, you would spend more than £400 on that. And then add in all the chargers, cables, Thunderbolt 4 cables, power extenders. And then it all adds up in pretty big sum. And people just don't feel that they've spent that much because they bought something they bought 2 years ago. And, then they bought a year ago, they bought one more charger. And then, last month they bought something else, wireless charger or something.
I just love your website. The first point you make is comprehensive cable management, and it's got this little thing where I'm on my other screen, so I'm just playing while you're talking. So I am listening. I can multitask, not very well, but I can multitask. So you kind of move this thing along, and it transforms the image to include the LON from an image that has a lot of cables and it looks a right mess. Have you seen that, Kevin?
No, I haven't, because you never sent me URL.
You're just going to love it, and it's supporting the price.
An inadequate podcast co-host.
No, well, what kind? Well, no, yeah, I mean, you've been like that for about 8 years, Kevin. So don't worry. But no, seriously, comprehensive cable management. I would have thought that you, Kevin, being involved with lots of sort of financial officers, this, I mean, there could be a real market there for fan because effectively they have lots of stuff going on, don't they? They have lots
Oh,
of computer
I think everybody
screens.
these days has lots of stuff going on,
Yeah.
and cables are, as you say, all over the place. Um, I
Mm.
guess because you're talking Thunderbolt 4, you're very much aiming this at an Apple market. I recognize Thunderbolt very much as an Apple term as opposed to USB.
No, it's like actually it's speed of connectivity. It's
Yep.
Intel who developed. So we signed an agreement with Intel so we can use their technology.
Yep.
Mm, So people need that for all sorts of, if they need to high-speed data exchange, it can be creative industries or financial industries or, any sort of realm where they need high-speed exchange.
Yeah.
So th this Thunderbolt 4 then, does it mean to say that um, the data is going from one screen to another, or how is it helping you transmit data? Is how does that work? I'm not quite sure what Thunderbolt does.
Yes, so you can use multiple screens. You can connect your laptop to multiple screens,
Right,
or you can use it for using another external disk with some data.
right. So there's no latency then, so that it's almost instantaneous. So there's not. So when you're working, it doesn't feel like it's dragging from one place to another. Is that what it's about? Because it's not like sending it through the internet or anything. It's not like a modem or anything. It's
No,
it's
so there is
simply
no delay, and at the moment, it's the highest possible speed,
right.
like at all. It's a top technology available. So
Wow.
Intel announced that they will present Thunderbolt 5 this year, but it's
Right.
not been presented yet. So at the moment, this is the top available technology.
Amazing. And you've got it built into the lawn, which again, I have to admit. Oh, now I can see on this other graph. There's all these on this other image. The imagery is amazing on your website, by the way. Is you've got lots of, as you said, lots of different places to plug things into. So again, it's a proper tidy thing that you've got there. I mean, you are tidying things up. So I have to come back to this, but are you a tidy person?
I'm quite a tidy person. I can't say that I am extremely tidy.
Yeah. If your boys were on this podcast now, so is mum tidy, yes or no? What would they say?
Well, they would like to make me feel good, so they would say that yes, I'm very tidy person.
Yeah, they'd like to make you feel good. Yeah, I'm sure. Right. Okay. Fair enough. But yeah. All right. Well, the nice thing is this is a really, really well put together piece of kit, but it's not the first thing that you've ever done. You said that you had a couple of real estate businesses, so you understand the process of dealing with customers and so forth, and value and all that kind of stuff. So, is presumably this is the first of a series, presumably of services that you're going to add to the lawn range.
Yes, I have a really, really big plan for that, for the development for the next products. Because this, I can see this station being connected to the desk, so everything, so
Right.
much more can be added to that.
Right.
Starting from additional memory or starting, so we are working on different other technologies. Um, um, for example, retractable cables. So cable can be, like in a Hoover, cable can be hidden inside, and then you can roll it over.
Ah,
Uh,
That
so
I like that idea. So you've got the device on your desk. Literally, you pull a cable out and you plug it into the side of your laptop. That's good thinking.
yeah.
yes, and
Only got the length of cable you need.
yes, so we are working on that already, but we need to focus on something on we can't think about everything. So now
No.
our focus is on launching this first product, launching this Kickstarter campaign, and then we will put more work into developing next products. So, and
Right.
products can this product or variations of this product can be used by gamers. It can be used for offices with different demand. So it can be different variations depending on the demand, what they need, what kind of office this is, what kind of job they do.
Mm.
And also some kind of version of the device can be used for home offices, just to kind of make it tidy, because anyway, we use our laptops and charge our things at home as well. So
Yeah.
to have some kind of a box around our kitchen table, so you always know that there is a cable for charging or for connectivity. This also, so there is like a big path ahead for us.
I was, when I was thinking about the sort of questions that we would cover, I was thinking about you and what your products can do, but in different rooms of the house. If you look at it that way, and I know that you're going to be a lot, you're going to relate a lot to offices, but when it comes to household application, presumably some of what you're thinking is going to be applicable at that point.
Yes, and also with these hybrid workers from home,
Yeah.
and even just in general, people do some work at home in the evenings,
Yeah.
even if they are not home workers.
Yeah.
So we always use our devices, and also gamers. Gamers is a big audience for us.
All right. Yeah, well, not something I ever really got into gaming. Was it you, Kevin?
No, me neither. But
No, our children possibly did. Well, my children definitely did, still are. In fact, my oldest boy's just bought himself one of those things that you put over your eyes and it's got 3D.
Mm-hmm.
And I've got to say, I tried this at Christmas time because this was his present to himself. Well, anyway, but anyway, so he got one of these, and it is so scary, one of those roller coasters, and it just felt so
Did you
real.
feel like
you weren't actually on the pitch in FIFA 24 then, Graham?
No, well, I'm sure he's going to get something like that. But basically, he has enough fun when he comes with me to see Leeds United. But no, it is quite scary. In fact, my granddaughter, she wants to put it on and watch various things. So yeah, I mean, the world's changing really quickly, and I can understand the challenges that you face as a designer, and especially as because it's yes, you're technically designing, but you're solving a problem as well.
yes? So this is a combination of engineering and design.
Yeah.
So it has to, people want things to look nice around them.
Yes.
And also, it's not only just like a wish to look nice. Actually, there are studies showing that it will help people be more productive and creative. If you have this messy surrounding, you just less creative, actually, less efficient.
Yes.
There are even studies actually showing that if to put a manager in a messy surrounding, you will lose up to 10% of his salary on reducing his productivity.
Wow. So the price of going towards fixing that is really quite competitive.
Yeah.
I remember back in the day I worked for Lego, and Lego employed the time management people, and one of their books was all about how to improve your time. And I seem to remember part of the book was talking about having a tidy desk. And back to your point, Masha, that it was to do with a tidy desk, tidy mind, getting things done quickly. So don't have other distractions. I know the copywriter Dan Kennedy, favorite of mine, he basically says that when he's writing copy, there are no other things distracting him. He has various places to write copy. He has one desk to write copy. Then he'll have an entirely different desk to do the sort of things that Kevin loves, which is adding up numbers. So basically he'll have a different setting to do different jobs. And I think that speaks to the type of thing that you're doing here, Masha, I think.
Yes, so it organizes. It's not about being obsessively tidy. It just
Hmm.
um, helping yourself be more creative. And as you said, world is changing and the AI is coming. So actually, what we've got, how we can compete with AI, is our creativeness. We have to,
Hmm.
nourish our creativeness, help it beat the AI, compete with the AI.
Yeah. Well, I guess that's going to be more of a issue than mine. But I don't know. Maybe I'll be in my 80s and still fighting AI in some way. I don't know how.
You will.
But
Already, I think already AI is here. Chat GPT. I can. I don't know how often you encountered something connected with Chat GPT, but I can see now uh, copies, texts everywhere being written by Chat GPT, and you can just smell it.
yes,
Different. It's
yeah,
But it,
different from how people write and speak.
and for my other podcast, Grow CFO Show, always on Thursdays, I put in an extract, a video extract. Now, this morning's post, gosh, AI had transcribed the whole of the podcast for me. So I just looked through the transcription to work out which bit was going in the video clip,
Mhm.
edited the video clip out, but then I took the transcribed text and put it into AI, and it gave me automatically the LinkedIn post written to go with the video clip. Brilliant.
well, yeah, brilliant. It's just that it might not be in your voice, Kevin.
Yeah, but did I want
It's
to
in
spend?
some sort of technical voice somewhere. Actually, I don't know whether AI is a real thing or there's a bunch of, I don't know, people from a certain country all there in desks looking at each other, being fed, carrots or something to keep them nourished. And they're giving answers really quickly. And if they don't get an answer right, then there's a guy behind with a whip. And I think maybe that's AI. It probably stands for
Maybe
assaulted indigenous person or something. I don't know, but I don't know. But
There's yet another conspiracy theory that Graham's come up with.
well, I love them. They keep it going. They keep the blood rushing. But
but also it can be just internet can be these people eating carrots and writing answers. You Google something and then these people write you an answer
their
quickly.
desks will be tidy, and that's a real opportunity for you. But I have to say though, I think to win the Red Dot Award is amazing. Have you had any nice comments from other designers or other people who've commented on the work that you're doing? I noticed you've got an advisory team, some pretty impressive people there supporting you. But what are people generally saying about Lon?
So they not only say they use, so we have early customers, people already are using, and a lot of people are annoyed with cables. When it's like we were laughing once that it's the shortest speech ever. Are you annoyed with your cable mess? And people go like, "Oh yes, I just hate it," because everyone has it, and
Yeah.
if there is some sort of solution, people think, "Yeah, it's nice."
It's when it comes to your marketing people, I mean, it's like it'll be so easy for them, won't it? Because you've got a real enemy that everybody has. Everybody
Mhm.
shares the same enemy, this cable mania that we've got. And I suspect the cables are driven by having lots of different technologies going on. And in some way, you're coalescing those technologies to create a little bit more. I don't know. It's not because I mean I'm staring to you on an iMac and I've got a Dell screen over here. Diff They're kind of different, but they're connected. But and then there's different sound things going off. But yeah, there's way too many. Um,
Yeah, and it feels like we're gonna have more and more of this. So we
right.
have new technology, new devices, but somehow nobody thought about having some like ultimate solution for this connectivity for all of them. So we don't have just new and new cables and charger for each of our new devices.
So I can see is Gregory your son then? So Gregory is your son, and he looks way too old to be your son. And then you've got another girl there called Flora.
Yeah.
And what does Flora do? And then remember that you're on tape.
Yeah.
This has been recorded. So when you say what Flora, she's really horrible, then she'll hear it.
No, she's amazing.
That's all right then.
She, um, she's my real partner here, and she helps with marketing, with organizing everything, in building the strategy. So
Right.
she's my, right hand in terms of marketing um, and management. And Gregory's bit is more about engineering.
Yeah, yeah. Well, that's an amazing team that you've got there, and you're working from London at the moment, then.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you enjoy it in London? Is it because I'm coming down next week? It's gonna be the first time for a long while, Kevin. I know you go regularly, don't you? But
I remember the last time I was down, actually. Used to go
oh,
regularly. Yeah.
well, I go every now and again, but no, I have reason to go down there. But so but do you enjoy it there? It always seems a bit busy.
Busy, yes, it's really busy, but I love big cities, really.
Yeah.
I lived in the center of Kiev in Ukraine, and you just feel like this energy. You go outside, and all these people rushing somewhere, and I somehow feel powered and energized by their energy. And the
Cool.
same, even not the same, 5 times more. It's in London.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
just place of energy.
Definitely for what it's worth me saying it, but I just want peace to come around and for everybody in Ukraine to get back to normal or some kind of normality. And then you can and then if people are rushing around, they're only rushing around to buy a lawn,
Yes,
and
I hope. So from my perspective, my dream would be mm, that when peace comes, to build a factory of lawn there and
wow,
producing it there. Why not? Why not to replace all sorts of manufacturing in China? Why not to do it in Ukraine? It's much closer.
yeah.
Share same values, I would say.
Oh, well, I mean, we love that you Ukrainians, because effectively you've um, what's happened. The people who've been on our podcast, they've really shared with us the kind of people they are, and that's really important because the kind of people they are, um, um, they've come across as a really similar to the Poles in my estimation as well. And I think the Polish are really hard-working, diligent people. I've never met a Pole who doesn't want to work really hard. Just they're all like that. And I think the Ukrainians that we've met, Kevin, certainly on this show, and I've worked with Anastasia for a while, and so hardworking, so diligent, and always got a smile on the face as well. Amazing. Well, you're another example. By the way, I love that jumper.
Thank you.
Yeah. You've had it for about 15 years. Is that what you're saying? Because you said you don't like to buy different, you don't spend lots of money on clothes and so forth.
What this when
No,
did
I
you?
was just wondering because what we said earlier about having statement pieces, but that looks very classy. What can I say?
Mm.
Thank you, but it's quite new. I
Oh,
would.
is it? All right, fair enough.
Masha, question here. You've come over from Ukraine.
Mhm.
You've built this product from scratch, designed it, engineered it from scratch, and you've got a Kickstarter now going ahead of selling it properly. Tell me a little bit more about how do you fund something like this? That can't have been easy. So how does the funding side of this work?
Yeah, oh, it's not easy. That's a tricky issue. Funding is always tricky. Yeah, I've got some angel investors at the beginning, but I really hope to do this Kickstarter campaign, prove mm, prove the market size, um, and then get to the next stage, find next stage for funding,
Yeah.
and then move forward.
Yeah. So if If say I was to go along and look on Kickstarter, what sort of deal would I be getting?
So in this case, you will be getting 35% of discount.
Right.
You would go in dollars, it's gonna be $345 per item if you buy it through Kickstarter.
Right. So that's a really good deal for going in and being an early bird and putting some cash up front before there's a product there.
Yeah, I think Kickstarter is a brilliant idea, and I really hope that it will work.
Well,
So,
I hope the people listening to this are energized to find out more about the Kickstarter that you've got running. And is presumably you'll have a link, and we'll put that link into the show notes.
It's not live yet. The
No,
campaign is not live, but we
okay,
are preparing. We are testing things. So I would say it's probably will go live at the end of February.
okay. The podcast lasts forever, so if you're listening to this in 5 years' time and you've already got your lawn, then well,
well, there'll be a
it,
Kickstarter going on for the Mark
the
V
next
then.
the next version, won't it? Yeah, I mean, you must be very excited.
I am very excited, of course, especially with this crowdfunding campaign. I've never done that before. This is all new for me, but this is very exciting. So many opportunities. I really believe in the product. I really believe in that there are a lot of opportunities, options, and we need to grab everything, try everything, and something will work out for sure.
Now, what could be really interesting here for our listeners, Graham, is if we brought Masha back on in a while once the product's launched, and we actually talk about that crowdfunding thing, and how did it work? How did it happen? What were the lessons learned?
Yeah.
What would you do different if you did it again? Because I still think for a lot of our audience, that whole crowdfunding thing is a big black
Yeah.
box that they
Mm.
don't understand.
I agree. So I was always interested in that for many years, actually,
Yeah. Yeah.
because it feels like a really, really interesting idea. And does it actually work? How does it work? What should you do before? How hard is that? So
Mm.
now I'm in the process of learning.
Yeah, yeah.
Because people have these ideas, and people would go like going on the tube home and thinking, oh, maybe this should be done better, the ideas of a product. And then, what's the process of getting from that point of that moment, aha moment
Uh-huh.
on the
Yeah.
tube, to actually producing and selling it to actual customers. And then there is this Kickstarter crowdfunding campaign in the middle of this journey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How hard is that? How to arrange it? Is it really possible? How much money you need for that?
Well,
Yeah.
I think the next time you come on, you bring Gregory and Flora on. We have a whole house full, and we get the poppers going to celebrate your first zillion pounds of.
I'm looking forward to that.
And today it's been an absolute pleasure to have Masha Epshtein on, talking all about lawn. And so today, thank you very much, Masha, for being on the Next 100 Days podcast.
So the epilogue, Graham,
Mm.
as you've just this segment of the show.
Oh, is it called an epilogue? Yeah, I suppose it is, isn't it? Really, because what we're doing is we're talking amongst ourselves about Masha and Lon.
So I can see myself sitting there reading the copy of Mac User in about a year's time, and in there at the back they've always got all these tech gadgets that I look at and think, oh, that looks nice. That looks clever. Oh,
I,
I can't afford that. I'm just waiting for the lawn to turn up in there, because that to me would be the ultimate success for Masha being reviewed in a magazine such as Mac User.
probably, yeah. I mean, I think the opportunities for bringing the product to market are just almost endless, because they've got a universally hated alternative, if you like, having just too many cables
Mm.
cluttering up not just your workspace, but maybe your mind indirectly. And I think that if Lon helps organize things in a way that makes you feel better at work, whether you're at home working or actually whether you're in an office working, well, that's not a bad thing. And as Masha mentioned, that it might make you that much more creative, and that means that you're probably going to have a longer reign before AI takes over and creates an alternative to you.
AI is there to make you more creative, Graham, not to
Is
take
it?
over from you.
All right. Okay. Well, fair enough. Maybe it is. Hopefully it is. But today it's been an absolutely first rate. And another Ukrainian. What can I say, Kevin?
Indeed, indeed. We found some very, very interesting and bright people from Ukraine.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And we'll have more. And so if you're listening to this and you're thinking, hey, these guys like people from Ukraine, we do. So get in touch with us, and we're very happy to publicize you and the work that you're doing, because there is going to be a time after this horrible war, and you will get back to normal, and you will hopefully succeed as an individual and as a country. But it's been great having Masha. She's got such a wonderful smile as well.
Indeed. Yes.
So on that inappropriate bombshell, we will bring this week's episode to a close. I've been Graham Arrowsmith.
I've been Kevin Appleby. Goodbye.
Goodbye.